Damage based on elements. Well, it's usually, if, except for Geo, you put Sucrose in the team, or Kazuha, with full elemental mastery, and maybe sacrificial for easy. I mean, if you're not good with rotation for newbies, the buff will be overall for the team. But if you're good with rotations, you go with Thrilling Tails for big nuke damage. So for elements, this is the, except for Geo, you must have an animal character like Sucrose that buffs the damage of the team with the Viridescent. Constellations will help. So Sucrose buffs the team's elemental mastery for reactions. Depends per team. So one of the basic teams here as well. She also buffs the team. She buffs the team with this passive and this passive. So and then buffs the team with the Viridescent and can buff the team as well with this sacrificial or can mega buff for your DPS if you're good with rotation. Artifacts, it depends on the character. For Ningguang, you want Ningguang, so for Xiangling, so you need a national team for Xiangling. So you need Hydro for Vaporize, and then Bennett for the buff Snapshot. So your Xiangling artifacts depends on what you have. But what I have right now is this is a support Xiangling. So, but you can, if you want more damage with Xiangling, you can go for 4-piece emblem with energy recharge spear or DPS spear or 4-piece crimson. But emblem would be like universal. At least you have a lot of energy recharge. But for the best DPS, crimson, and try to get some energy recharge substats. So Xiangling National, you can't go wrong with that. Go with the Xiangling National like this. For Ningguang, that's the tricky one. So let's say
it is as the stars foretold.
let's say Ito is your Ningguang. If you want Ningguang to be main DPS, so you need something like this. So your artifacts, if you DPS, 2-piece Petra, 2-piece Glad, or 2-piece, any 2-piece, uh, 2-piece Noblesse. I think for Ningguang, it's a 2-piece. 2-piece Petra, 2-piece Noblesse, or 2-piece Glad, 2-piece Noblesse or Petra, or you can replace the Glad with the 2-piece Shimenawa. And it's gonna be hard for me, in my opinion, to make Ningguang main DPS, so that's gonna be tough. Well, I guess if you have C4 Goro, so when you burst with Goro, then
solidify
Shred, and then
Let me
Mona with the thrilling tails, and then you burst,
guided by destiny.
and then you
It's nothing.
unleash Ningguang's burst. Or let's have a bit of free to play friendlier. It's gonna be hard. Mono Geo is gonna be hard. a lot of difficulty trying to make lingua main
I'll
DPS.
bring my seasoning.
With something like this, you can shield
Booba, get them. Everybody stand.
the burst lingua. So with artifacts, your teams should always have a noblesse, and then your supports will have different artifacts based on their roles. If you want them to be a support or sub DPS, but you should always have a noblesse on.
In a
Oh,
tree,
that's not an
100
optimal
leaves, no trace.
team comp, so you're going to have the very difficult time. So yeah, so I suggest going for meta team comps like national Shangling teams. So you just gotta wait until you're able to farm save your resin until you're able to farm the level 5 or 6 domains. I can't remember what they are. Do you need? But if you want to have an easier time with the biz, build a Shangling national team. At least one of your teams will be meta and it will be
Let's
gold.
light it up. Nice and spicy.
Gotcha.
So that's how this is my third account, and that's how this account started.
Absorption test. Animal
Right,
test.
so,
Quietly now. These are about to get...
so see how broken this is.
Out of the frying pan into the fire.
Alright, so channeling is free. You can't go wrong with channeling. You just have to have the right team comps. So with artifacts, if you want more damage for the team, you should go for a full elemental mastery Sucrose. So that's one of the key factors. My main is Diluc, but he's on my main account. But this account is a Raiden C4 main. Animal Traveler for the meantime, but eventually you'll get Sucrose. Try to run Animal
There is no escape.
Traveler for the meantime. To the Veer doesn't. Animal Traveler, maybe Animal Traveler.
Strike. Glory to the show. Inazuma shines eternal.
Then melt Shangling with Chongyun. Hey. Come on, come on. Oh, do you have Hazel? Well, he's so broken. He can be a 4-piece iridescent user while being a driver and being a on-field DPS as well.
Remove all obstacles. Shine down.
While your Shangling is doing her thing
Light it up.
and deleting stuff. But you should go for Vaporize or Melt Shangling if you want the best damage. Elemental wise.
Illusion shattered.
And then, yeah, you should focus on Pyro and Vaporize and Melt reactions. And then the second second team comp I can recommend is making a freeze comp. Well, that also depends on which characters you can, if you can get the strong cryo characters. But if you're a beginner, if you don't have Sucrose, you can still go with the Shangling national team versus Traveler. So let's say this is the Animal Traveler. So if you don't have Xingqiu, you might have Kaya.
Just
Or you
what
could
did we
go
come
with
across
Chong
this
Yun, and
time?
then you could maybe get Melt national team. So let me just. So let's say, oh no, we don't have a wind blade. Let's get a wind blade. So you should from when you start playing, you should already have a projected meta team comp. So I could recommend if you want an easier life in Abyss. So I could really recommend getting a national Shangling team down. So I think for free to players or newer players, I think you might be able to have already Animo Traveler, Shangling, and Chongyun, hopefully. So if not, Kaya for the meantime, but I can't recommend for the long term. But maybe just keep playing until you get Chongyun and Bennett. So this could be like free to play, friendly. Okay, so alright,
Swift and merciful.
so can go like this. This is a bad rotation, but oh, just don't C6 your Bennett. So you can have something like this.
Disappear!
Submit.
So the problem is Bennett was C6. So right now your traveler is cryo infused. So you can have melts. Go with the
Swift and
meta
merciful.
elements.
Nice and spicy.
See, you have melts here. That's 15k damage. Guba alone. And it's also gonna be tricky, so you need to get lucky as well with the artifacts. You need the right builds, min max. So should which element you need your character is try to get a real good goblet. So crit damage if you need more crit damage, crit rate if you need more crit rate. So try to get crit damage and crit rate. So this is my ratio. I'm fine with this. So for me, your crit rate shouldn't be below 50%. And crit damage should be around like depends on the character. But most characters, for me, I think I would need like up to 200% crit damage if I can. It, it depends on how you build your teams. But if you want a huge boost in damage for beginners, oh, he's a noblesse. It should be a viridescent. So if you want a huge damage,
My experiment.
so you should have a viridescent user for elements and learn how to do the rotations. And for free to play for starter characters, so go with Vaporizing now. This is only my third account, not the best yet. Okay, so try to learn the big damage rotations. If you have like Mona, swap your mini gas with Killing Chaos buff. And then, so this is pretty insane. Huge damage buff here with C2. And use her burst, so that's 58% damage bonus. So learn how to play with multipliers as well. So for main DPS, it depends per character, but But you should have really good crit ratios, preferably 200% crit damage at least. 190, 180 still doable. My Raiden, characters like Raiden and Ito can do fine with low, less than 200% crit damage because they have a lot of other multipliers. Like she has like energy recharge multipliers. So yeah, you just need to keep farming and try to get these kinds of artifacts. But you also need to learn how to rotate. Learn how to use the supports, the blast, tenacity. So see, sir, I have a Shangling here. My Shangling is weird. She's a tenacity user.
I
But you can
just
see
need a
there,
moment to quickly.
I can do like tons of damage without the Kazuha. Yes, if you are like doing a reaction team like Vaporize, Electrocute, Melt, Elemental Mastery, uh, matters, but you don't need to go for it with your characters. It depends on the character. You can buff the team with Elemental Mastery with Sucrose. Sucrose only does full EM because she buffs the team how much EM she has. But I don't bother about Elemental Mastery. Example, my Hyper Raiden here. Her Elemental Mastery is only 23. I don't bother with that. You should focus with crit rate, crit damage, and their multipliers like energy recharge for Ito, defense. You should have a good attack. So my attack is 2300. Defense, no, it's a dead stat for me, in my opinion. You don't need to focus on elemental mastery unless it depends if you can get a good elemental mastery, an insane elemental mastery stance, for example. But that could be a huge damage boost, or maybe not really that huge. Maybe it's still negligible compared to an attack, but it's gonna be rarely hard to get. But Mayumiya though, Mayumiya has a really good elemental mastery stance. Since I can't get an attack stance, but I tried elemental mastery with an R5 Rain Slasher D-Look. When he vapes, he does even more damage than an Forge at level 80. It was insane, you know. It depends on if your weapon is elemental mastery and you're like doing like a vape D-Look. It's gonna be fine if your weapon is elemental mastery because you're gonna get attack buff with Bennett. Well, you need to play well with your Mia, or you need to have a shield. You can check my Yoimiya videos.
Oh, ow! Where did that come from?
For my Yoimiya, my usual Yoimiya team. I don't have her on this account. But I'll try to show you my usual Yoimiya team. So if not Kazuha, Sucrose.
Chivalry will never
So
die.
this is my usual Yoimiya team. So I'll just go with sacrificial because I'm lazy with the rotation. So if you're Yoimiya, I think the best fur would be Shiminawa, or if you have 4-piece Crimson. So my Yoimiya's ratios is better than this, 70%, 200. So you need the Viridescent. You have to learn the rotation. So if you're a Yoimiya user, go with Bennett and then
Stay clear.
Swirl.
No, sword.
and then burst, and then yeah, and then swap to Yumiya. You should learn your rotations. But if you're using a training tails, so with Sucrose, so that's gonna be different rotation. So let's say this is Yumiya. I would usually play like this.
Let's light it up.
Let's see something like this. So I will not use the Bennett first with Xingqiu because I want my Yumiya to have more uptime. The buff. So something like this. So you need to learn how to use the iridescent. You need to time your rotations. So apply pyro,
Absorption test.
then swirl with the iridescent.
Rain
Then
outlines your fate.
for me, I will using Cho's burst without the Bennett buff, and then Bennett buff, and then Yumiya will have a lot of Bennett burst uptime. Well, you need to learn the rotations in the playstyle. Like, you need to like the playstyle. You need the right rotations, and along with like energy recharge management. So you can see here, my Bennett has 243 energy recharge. So it depends on how you would like your team to perform as well.